Welcome back to UNX Fast Forward, your daily dose of everything ninja. I'm Chris DeGangi.
And I'm Ethan Swanson. We're here live again for the second night in a row, so nothing new there.
If you couldn't get enough of us live last night, welcome back.
We're back. And we got something new. We have two guests joining us, very special guests. They're going to be our hosts for all the majors in the championship. Grant McCartney, the Island Ninja, and Evan Dollard, the Rocket, joining us.
Yeah, bring it in, guys.
Come on in.
What's up, boys?
Hey.
What's going on? What's going on?
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Yes.
All right, so we got our first major coming up, and Grant and Evan have been watching UNX all season, been kind of analyzing, getting ready to host our major events. So what do you guys see out there?
You want to go first?
Yeah, man. So I've been watching a lot. There's a lot of content on UNX now, and I've been going through it all and watching y'all's replays and your predictions. But what seems to be the thing I keep seeing is the young generation coming in and taking top 3 spots over and over and over at different majors. You're seeing these young, sometimes kids, coming up and taking top place finishes and beating out really big name ninjas, and that's what's been kind of the cool thing for me to watch in on.
Yeah, super exciting to see this season so many young people thriving on ultimately what are incredibly high-level courses against the best of the best that have been in the sport for a long time. Mm-hmm. And to see them at that highest caliber, as you said, beating out people like Tiana Weberly, on the women's side. These women who have proved themselves on the big stage, and then the young people coming up who have been training just the sport of ninja are blowing away the competition. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I think they have something to prove out there.
Yeah, I like it. We got to think, we don't see in the finals coming up Jamie Ron, Joe Moravsky, Kevin Carbone, Tyler Gillette.
Yeah.
Some of my good homies that are very, very talented. And anything can happen in ninja, and that's what I love the sport. It can be a simple slip up, but what you do see is time and time again these younger generation in the top 3, taking first place, being the only course finishers at times, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and for the major, things are going to be a little different. So, yeah, they earn their spot here, and they beat out some of those amazing athletes to get here. But, there's going to be isolation. And I think, some of the more experienced ninjas are going to have an advantage there, knowing how to create strategy on their own. Yes. Do you think how it's going to affect the younger kids competing?
I definitely think so. Especially as a ninja doing American Ninja Warrior for the last 5 years, I'm learning that my next biggest stage in growth is not going to be here, but the muscles up here, right? Huh? Come on. All right. But seriously, though.
It's going to be hard to beat that bicep, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no, it's
You've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I got a lot of growth up here to do. And one of the things that's really cool is now I know my rhythm, my routine when I show up. I know to not be all about the fans when I'm competing that night. And I love the fans. I love to be a personality. I love to dance. But I know this year you saw me on American Ninja Warrior and saying, I'm going to be focused, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to dance afterwards. Still have time for that. But that's a mental gain. That's a mental focus. And I don't want to see these younger guys and girls getting out there, getting too ahead of themselves, or maybe not thinking through a full course and going out early or something like that. Or thinking they've completed something where you're going to see pros that veterans, they're going to be thinking course completion. They're not thinking, I just got to get to this one obstacle fast.
What's something you were talking about just now, the isolation in the major, right? So one of the benefits, I suppose, of being a younger person in this competition is that you get to see those athletes that have done this year after year on the big stage complete courses, and they're doing the same obstacles and maybe showing you exactly a strategy that might work for you, or showing you that it's possible. I remember when I was competing, there were certain obstacles that were just taking ninjas out left and right. And the producers would be like, stop, get a tester in here, someone who's done it, show them that they can do this. And we were, the confidence boost is there.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're in isolation in a competition like this, like the majors, and you don't get to see those completions in advance and how the strategy plays out, it makes a difference for the mental game.
And I do just want to touch on that one last thing about the run orders is they were random drawing, and sometimes you see going first. Kevin Carbone in Ninja Quest going first. That is one of the hardest things. If I have one rule about American Ninja Warrior is don't go first. That's the only rule that I stick to. And if you do have to go, that's the way it rolls sometimes. Yeah. But this is different in the majors. It's not going to be that way.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's certainly effective on athletes. Kevin Carbone going first, like you said, but then also an athlete who went 3rd overall Caleb Bergstrom in Ninja Quest, he finished the course, and so
Only clear.
The only clear, and so does that benefit him for isolation now?
He basically ran in isolation. He didn't get to
That's-
see anything except for 2 runs.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
My money's on Bergie. My money's on him. All right? This is money, by the way.
There were so many amazing performances of the athletes just to get here, and we do want to highlight some of the best performances, athletes that really separated themselves. Starting off at our first qualifier, Maggie Owen.
Yeah. We've been talking about the young generation, and in the very first qualifier, we see it. You know, this girl taking first place, not only making it through the UFO, which only 3 girls did, she is going through the next obstacle and on to the next one, but she's got that mentality of completing more obstacles, not just getting the furthest, the fastest, but really completion, knowing she's got a bigger mindset, and she's using these muscles.
He is using those muscles, the ones you're going to
The
work
one I'm
on
working
next.
on. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to her this weekend, see if I can't learn something.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I feel like the older I get, and I am getting old, and it's hard to. The lighting's real good right now. No. Oh, that was incredibly validating. And that's why we do UNX. You know, the validation. But you fall on a course at a high level. It can
big
get in
time.
your head, especially
Yeah.
if you don't know when the next competition is or when you're going to get your hands on the course again. And you sort of learn how to fail, or you know that you can fail.
Yeah.
And these young competitors, they're relatively fearless. Like even we were looking at that clip of Maggie just then. She just looked so confident and composed.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, she hasn't learned how to fail, and that's a great thing. You know?
I know Maggie's been training specifically in this area, and I've seen her in other competitions. The big thing is this generation of young ninjas has been training for ninja specifically. Like my background in playing rugby in college and all these sports growing up, they're cool and all, but like it doesn't teach me how to lâcher, right? Rugby never taught me to lâcher.
Yeah.
But
That's weird.
Yeah, you didn't learn that? And so you have this generation of specifically trained young generation growing up in ninja. Now they're putting those skills to the test. So when they get to some kind of trapeze and building the swing, it's second nature. Using a cannonball alley, second nature. It's always it's muscle memory that they know already, and that's what you're gonna see like in Maggie, where she's just in the zone.
It's a very scary thing thinking about ourselves for the future ninja when these kids are coming up and we got to compete against them.
Yeah, it's true.
But let's talk about another big moment was Caleb Bergstrom down in Ninja Quest. He's getting his wallet out.
Come on! That's for Bergie!
The only finisher of the course, and like we said, he ran third. I mean, what did you guys think about this?
He's such a powerful athlete. He really is. And we were talking about this earlier. They're coming from a family of ninjas.
Yeah.
Right? A family of 9. And again, if I had a family of 9, I'd have a baseball team. But they don't. They've got a team full of ninjas, or a family full of ninjas, and it's insane.
Yeah.
And I have to think that when the family that ninjas together, you know, stays together.
It's really good at ninja.
Yeah. As the old adage.
I've heard it 100 times. And, you know, not only has he got his chance to compete on American Ninja War, also competed with his dad and his brother and his sister. And they tour around. I see him at Mike Cook's, dominating the 120-foot rope climb. Again, I got my money on him because he was calm and collected. And right after he's done, they show him the time, 3 seconds. Then he relaxes, right? He's in the zone, though. He knows what he's doing. He's calculated. And I've seen him do well before. I think he's going to do well again.
And you bring up, you know, training with his dad. I mean, when you're a kid, you always want to beat your dad. You know, you want to beat them at something. And so there's like that extra motivation from when he was very young. And now he's competing against older competitors, and he's just used to it. He's trying to prove something, and he's definitely a proven athlete at this point.
Right. Other younger athlete, Casey Rothschild from Alternate Routes, separated herself. I mean, she got so much further than any other woman competitor on that course. And she's also another athlete that's been coming up through the ranks in the last couple of years.
Can we consider her young now that we have a 13-year-old, though? Like, yes, she is one of the youngest to do on the show of American Ninja Warrior, to hit a qualifying buzzer, which is amazing. And I'm just saying, young is a new standard in Ninja now. We have 13-year-olds out on the course.
That's a great point.
She's essentially a veteran.
I know, right?
And I'm ancient.
Which, you know, I love what's happening, but I also am glad to see there is pros still making it. What we call the pros, the ones that have been on American Ninja Warrior, that have been veterans, are coming and they're making it in. We see Naj making it in. We see these elite ninjas that are out and about, like Drew, obviously dominating and taking first place. But yeah, it's a great mixture of experienced and new to the game in the regard of maybe competing, but maybe not new to Ninja. So I'm really excited to see that mix.
Yeah, I am too. And even just watching Casey there on the wingnuts, like she's such a powerful athlete. Once again, very composed and just demonstrating her strength on every single obstacle. And I'm excited to. If I had a whatever that is, if we're calling it, are we calling it a wallet? Is that money? I put it down. I put it down.
That's where you're throwing it down, huh? Well, I got it on Bergie, all right? That's right.
Yeah, I mean, that same competition, not only Casey, but also Joe Meisner. He was 17 years old at the time of competition, the only clear, 5 seconds left. And there, I mean, we just talked about it. Joe Moravsky was there, Najee Richardson, Connor Galvin, the list goes on.
Yeah.
And Joe separated himself.
Again, this one, you know, the point of him being young and being the only finisher, amazing. But what we may miss if you just hear those results is how hard those obstacles were. To finish on a 15-move Salmon River, y'all know how I feel about the salmon ladder, right? Well, the Salmon River is like this diabolical concoction of salmon ladder moves, and watching the slider and seeing Joe Moravsky even making it but having one side slide off,
Yeah.
it's just, it's not easy. And to piece all that together, you've got to have years of doing that and training a different things of Ninja, and he just put it together. I mean,
I'm pretty sure Tony Torres made that from a nightmare you described.
yeah, it's my nightmare. I told him of one of my nightmares.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So technical, as you were just describing, and it requires so much endurance, not only the obstacle itself, but the fact that it comes at the end of the course. And gosh, for Joe to perform the way that he did, was he 17 at the time, right? And then he 17, sure. I'm just gonna blast through this course and beat a few of the old school pros and just easily just ease my way into the majors,
Well, something so interesting, and I can't wait to see for isolation, is how these athletes pace themselves, like you just said, to come up against an obstacle like that at the end of a course, when you're tired, when you're taxed. When you don't see anybody else go, how are they going to pace themselves in isolation? I cannot wait to see that part of it.
That's where I think that the veterans are going to have a little bit more upper hand. Doing obstacles, you're going to time on obstacles is going to be better done performing them, but time on course runs is going to have its own experience too. And some of these younger competitors maybe haven't seen multiple rounds of competitions, maybe haven't seen the nerves that come with being on TV or being in front of the lights and the cameras and doing the interviews. And some of these pros will roll in and no sweat off their back to do an interview, but then go right into in the zone mode for running the course. So I think they're going to have a little help here in the majors. It's going to play out a little differently, except for my one vote that I'm putting on Bergie. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
We haven't even talked about our last qualifier yet.
No, we haven't. I was just going to say, I'm actually the exact opposite. Just give me an interview and a camera, and that's where I shine. Obviously, it's happening right now. Put me on the course, it's over. But let's get back to the athletes.
Get back to the athletes.
Enough about athletes. Next up, we've got Donovan Matoyer, who qualified out at Traverse Fitness. Amazing run. He was the first finisher, so fast.
Yeah, so stylish too.
Very stylish, which we can talk about that, but first we got to watch this insane move.
Only one to do it.
Only one to do it. Skipping a wing nut. Who needs 3?
I know.
When you just use 2.
Just go all the
Yeah.
way. Just tapping the last one, the way he grabbed it, just goes right on, and it's already running towards the warped wall. He was thinking about completing the whole time. He was controlled and obviously taking first. It showed because he was focused throughout that entire course.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 3-minute course, and he had more than 30 seconds left. That's unheard of. He was blazing fast.
He's moving big time.
So why are you putting your money on Bergie
Well,
and not Donovan?
Here's the thing. Donovan, I've seen his physical talent. He is super strong, and I do think there's multiple people that can take the win. But I like the combo that Bergie has. He's got the talent and the ability and that mixture of the veteran in him from competing on American Ninja War, but he's also got the youth and the growing up in Ninja. He's got both.
All right.
That's my guy.
Surprisingly, I think I'm gonna put my money on Donovan, and it's surprisingly because I respect his style, but when's the last time you saw me in a tie and a vest and everything
A shirt,
on a course?
yeah,
A shirt at all?
just
yeah.
a
This
shirt,
is the
yeah.
I had to put this on so we could do the live stream.
We had to talk him into it. I don't know.
But he's such a powerful athlete, so insanely fun to watch, and I can't wait to see what he does on the major.
Yep, so I want to go over 2 more athletes, though, from Traverse Fitness, and one of them, Olivia Califano, younger athlete taking first place. Her and Barclay Stockton were the only 2 women to get past the flywheels right here. and just really, push themselves past a lot of the other women competitors.
Yeah, I really like Olivia's control here. Nice, like great body awareness, right? She collects herself. I keep using the word composure, but that's what I see with these athletes. A big stage, they're competing against all these incredible pros, and then she has just the mindfulness to do exactly what she does on this obstacle, which is to execute her strategy, stay calm, do what she needs to do to get through the obstacle, and that's exactly what she did.
And be only one of 2 women to do so.
Right.
That's going to be one of the big stories, too. People, if you didn't see all these runs, Jessie Graff went down on those flywheels, and she is so strong. I've seen and trained with her and just watch her technique and style. She has thought through her moves, and to have like a little slip up, it's because it can be a more finicky obstacle. That flywheel doesn't have the in cut, and it's painted, and it can slide very easily. So to make that...
It's pretty slick,
It
definitely,
looks
yeah.
easy, but it's not. It's the common misconception of people watch the show on TV, and they're like, I can do that, and they get out and they try a salmon ladder, and it's a lot harder in person.
It's
so.
tough. But Barclay also made it through that obstacle and unfortunately fell on the mustache ropes right after that. But, I mean, I can't wait to see Barclay take on the majors. Course is going to be difficult, and Barclay gets the back half of courses. She does stuff that I can't do and probably will never be able to do.
Yeah. Give this girl a 50-foot vertical limit, and she will go down and back 4 times. Unbelievable, because I've been training with her down in Houston, and when it comes to upper body and lock-offs, literally 4 days she can hang.
Yeah, right there, that move on the wing nut, she demonstrates it, right? Where she had one hand on the wing nut, she was ready to make that dismount, but didn't have the reach, and was able to use her strength and her grip endurance to hold on, match that grip, collect yourself, and then finally finish the obstacle. And
Veteran move.
Veteran move, exactly.
Didn't force it,
Adaptability.
yeah.
Adaptability, but you can only be adaptable in that scenario if you have the strength to execute, and that's what Barclay has.
Right. And we're going to see, I mean, not only these athletes, but so many more amazing athletes that earn their way here on Saturday, November 2nd. And I want to go into our schedule of events, when we get to see men and women compete on Saturday. And starting with the women's semifinals, going to start at 11 a.m., men's semifinals at 1:30 p.m.
Yeah, and then later in the day, they'll get a little bit of a break before they go into their next round. At 5 o'clock, we'll see the women's finals, and then at 6:30, the men's finals, and these are all in Central Time.
Right, and so the semis are going to be available for free. You just go onto unxnow.com. You can watch it. The finals, you got to subscribe, but you get a 30-day free trial if you subscribe right now. So you can get all this content for free on Saturday and see the best competing for $18,000 in prize money and seasonal points to make it to the championship in February.
And these 2 mugshots.
I was gonna say, you beat me to
Hey,
the punch.
let's
I was
go,
thinking the
let's
same
go.
thing, yeah.
We'll be out there.
We'll be there.
We're out here
They're
live.
tired of these mugshots. They're tired of this.
No, I mean, you can't beat that. Free, it's free. So, I mean, you might as well log in and see if you like it or not while it's free. But it's going to be a sweet competition, and I can't actually wait to announce it. I've gotten really excited just getting ready to announce for this one. So,
Yeah. And we've actually got a couple of questions via Twitter for you guys.
all right, what we got here?
All
So
right.
how do you determine the time limits?
Ooh, that's the course makers. That's the diabolicals at hand. We've seen it, throughout these 3, the qualifiers we watched, the 4 of those, it was changing. And if you're not a veteran ninja, you don't realize how much that time really matters because we don't really see that until it comes to Vegas Stage 1. And if you're on Vegas Stage 1 and they show a course and it's like 3 minutes, they're like, I can make my way through this. But if it's 2.5, 2 minutes, you're hustling, you're moving, you're breathing heavy, and now you're frantic. And so that time limit really matters, and they're set up by the course makers. So that's the people who call those shots on how many they want to see make it through, what are their predictions, what are their testers showing them.
Yeah, so Ethan designing this course for the major, and we're
Yep.
going to see what the time limits are going to be on Saturday.
Yeah,
so.
fine-tuning. We want that perfect balance of finishers, not finishers. I can't tell you what it is, but hopefully we get
So
it.
here we go. Evan, huge fan since 2008 when you won and became the Rocket on Gladiators.
Hey.
Shout out to that.
When you're announcing live, do you have a cheat sheet with things to say during downtime, or do you go all in on the moment?
Ooh, oh boy. You asked me to reveal my secrets. First of all, glad you were a fan in 2008. My goodness, so many years of,
I just graduated high school in 2008.
well, you can go. Thanks so much. That's all from Chris DeGangi. You may see him next time on UNX now. I have a little bit of information in front of me just to make sure that we're calling it right.
Yeah.
But I've been in the sport, did Gladiators prior to American Ninja Warrior, did 5 seasons of that. Season of Team Ninja Warrior, Ninja versus Ninja, even competed in Japan and China. So I've been around the sport for a long time. know a lot of the athletes, but we just want to make sure that we get it right, say a name correctly, make sure that this course that he's building, that I say the obstacle names correctly. And then, yeah, you have to be in the moment. You have to call what you see and respond to how the athlete is performing on the course. So it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
And here we go. Can you explain the majors and how you get to the championship? And that is, I mean, we're doing so many new things with UNX and the majors and championship, but basically the 3 major events that we're having, starting with the first one this Saturday, that's our season of Ninja. And based on how athletes perform in each one of those, they're going to get points towards the season. At the end of the season, the 3 majors, we're going to find the top 8 men, top 8 women based on how they performed in those major events. And those top 8 are going to go to the championship, and then we'll see who takes the cake.
Yeah, and so for these majors, like Ethan said, you get points in the major, but we wanted it to be possible so that like athletes could get into any of the majors, and so that's where the open qualifiers come in that you guys have seen. And every single time there's a new major, those open qualifiers reset. So after Saturday, we reset, and there's going to be 4 more open qualifiers to try to get into the second major.
Right.
And athletes will earn their points during the major, and then that's how you get to the championship.
We want the best of the best, and you're going to have to prove yourself to get into the majors.
Every time, you got to prove yourself.
And if you guys know your favorite ninjas you want to see run the UNX course, tweet out to them, you at UNX now, comment under the photos and tag their names and let them know, because it is a new league, but there's a lot of high-profile ninjas already in it, and there's a lot of new and young ninjas in it too. So we want to get more people knowing about it, out competing, and there's more competitions to come. This is the big first major, but there's 2 more after that.
Yep. Now, that's enough talking for me. I want some action. So we're actually going to get to look at one of the obstacles in the competition on Saturday, and our boys here are going to get a chance to hit it.
Man.
All right,
Let's go check it out.
Oh, man.
I'm nervous, yeah.
And so,
Please warm up my
Stretch it
shoulder.
out.
Now,
A little bit.
if you're watching, this is Ethan and I's turn to do some commentating.
Right.
We're going to commentate this going on right now. So Evan is going to step up to the starting line. He has not tried this yet, so this is a first look at an obstacle from the major.
right, this is going to be the 8th obstacle.
Yeah, tell me, Grant, tell me what I'm supposed to do here. So I got these 2 rings.
If you guys aren't seeing,
Now what?
it looks stable now, but and immediately it's unstable, right? Like
Let's see,
if
let's
you
see.
put too much weight on one side, if you hit it too far forward, the idea is you're gonna jump. The idea is you're gonna jump, and you're gonna place both of them on at the same time as your weight comes, and now you can hold, right? But as soon as you let one off,
You're gone.
that's what happens.
That's it.
So
Excellent.
if that's not enough, then you're going to try to build up your swing, jump to the next one, taking your time in the air to find your balance again, rehook, and weight it down evenly. So this one's a little gnarly, but
Can I use my feet on the ground the way that you were just doing?
yeah, because that's mostly how it's done. Way easier
much
that way.
easier.
So I want to make sure to point out, Evan has not tried this obstacle at all. So this is his first shot at this obstacle.
And
It's a
it's
tough
not like
one.
this obstacle's in any other gym. You just invented this, right?
Like 20 minutes before we started this, we just kind of came up
It's
with
not
this.
like you can people been practicing this.
I'm
Like,
sure
I've
somebody's
never-
come with something similar, but I mean, this is going to be, I'm so excited to see it. And
You used the word diabolical before to describe the course makers, and that is you.
that is you.
That
Swanson.
is you. Oh my gosh! All right, full send.
For the boys, you got it. Commitment.
This is a first look here.
I'm here to spot. Be even. Be even.
Feels like I'm doing the butterfly.
You have to
stroke.
be even.
Just
I'm
gonna-
like excited for you.
Yeah, my hands are sweating.
It's a good leap.
Here we go.
there we go. Big jump.
All
The
right.
wide set exaggeration.
Oh man! Wow, making the first
Tough obstacle.
I felt it. I felt that first one, and I didn't want to take an extra swing and get in my head about it. Maybe I rushed it. But
You
I was
hit it.
feeling good,
I like
so
it.
I thought I'd
It's got to be super
go straight
even.
in.
Let's get Grant up there.
Yeah.
Let's get Grant up there. I'll slow this down for you.
And in full disclosure, Grant has already done this obstacle. He did get a first try.
Yeah, I
But
did it. I
he's done
did it
this obstacle
once
multiple times.
In testing, and then I did make it first try. So whatever, run it back. Not that it's scary off the takeoff. All right, be even for the boys. Be even.
Gotta keep it even.
Be even.
That was not even.
Grant not able to make the catch.
I think we give him another try then.
Give him the
Let's go. People want to
It's
see it.
really just the hair got in my way, you know? I'm gonna tuck it behind.
Thanks,
Like we
Steph.
said, guys, this is such a difficult obstacle. It requires so much precision, and I cannot wait to see it in the major.
We out here live. Nothing like live to show what your skills are. All right, take number 2. Be even. I'll even do all this moving if I have to. Oh no.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Well, all right, guys, so that is going to do it for our live stream.
Yep. No, and this is one of the obstacles on the women's course in the back half. You're going to see this. You're going to see athletes taking this one on. It's going to be so exciting. That's on Saturday, November 2nd.
It's super easy.
Yeah, you're right.
It's gonna be really easy.
No, but and then you'll get to hear Grant and Evan are going to be commentating on Saturday. Check us out at unxnow.com. If you're joining us on Facebook Live, go to the website, check us out, subscribe so you get to see all the content on Saturday as we gear up for the first ever major of UNX.
Woo!
Yeah, and so for UNX Fast Forward, we got Grant,
Graham McCartney, the Island Ninja.
Evan the Rocket Dollard.
Chris DeGangi.
And Ethan Swanson. We will see you guys tomorrow night live on UNX Fast Forward.
We out here live, baby.